Have you ever felt like you see too much? Like you notice the cracks in conversations, the hidden motives behind words, the silent games people play while everyone else seems blissfully blind? And when you try to share what you see, when you speak the truth you've uncovered, you're met with blank stares, awkward silences, or even subtle hostility. It makes you wonder, am I the problem, or is the world simply not ready to hear what I see? If this resonates with you, you're not alone. In fact, thinkers for centuries, Plato, Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, Kierkegaard, have all pointed to the same truth. Society doesn't always welcome intelligence. In fact, I often fear it. Think about the last time you noticed something about a friend that they didn't want to admit to themselves. Maybe you noticed their partner was slowly manipulating them, or that they were hiding behind work to avoid confronting their unhappiness. You saw it. You wanted to help, but when you spoke, their eyes narrowed, their walls went up, they pulled away from you. This is the paradox of intelligence. To see deeply into life is both a gift and a curse. You can perceive the invisible forces moving people, their fears, their masks, their unspoken desires. But the very clarity you carry makes others uncomfortable, because it strips away illusions they've built their identity upon. Nietzsche once wrote, "Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed." And that's the heart of it. Intelligence is dangerous, not because of what it does to you, but because of what it reveals to others. Imagine this. You're in Plato's cave. Everyone around you is staring at shadows on the wall, convinced they're real. You turn around, you see the fire, you glimpse the puppets that cast the shadows. You realize the entire reality everyone believes in is an illusion. You return, eager to tell them the truth, and what happens? They don't thank you. They don't celebrate you. They hate you. They mock you. They fear you. Why? Because you've threatened their comfort. You've shattered the fragile scaffolding holding their world together. This is why intelligent people often feel lonely. It isn't arrogance. It isn't superiority. It's that the deeper you see, the fewer people can meet you at that depth. But let's take this further. Why exactly does society fear the truly intelligent? The answer lies in history. Machiavelli in The Prince observed that rulers must carefully manage appearances. He argued that maintaining power often required deception, because people prefer comforting lies over harsh truths. If a society is built on illusions, political, religious, cultural, then those who see through them are dangerous, not just to individuals, but to the entire structure of order. Take Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the German theologian who opposed the Nazi regime. He once wrote, "The great masquerade of evil has played havoc with all our ethical concepts." He saw what others refused to see, that ordinary people, out of fear and obedience, were helping to maintain a monstrous illusion. His clarity made him a threat. And in the end, he paid with his life. The pattern is clear. Whether it's Socrates being executed for corrupting the youth, Galileo silenced for challenging the church, or even modern whistleblowers punished for exposing uncomfortable truths, the intelligent, those who see beyond the veil, are rarely welcomed. Now, here's the uncomfortable part. It's easy to think of yourself as the outsider, the one who sees clearly while everyone else is blind. But ask yourself, do I truly want the truth, or only the truths that flatter me? Because intelligence isn't just about seeing through others. It's about the courage to see through yourself. To notice the lies you tell yourself every day, the excuses, the half-truths, the self-deceptions you cling to because they keep you safe. Schopenhauer once remarked that truth is bitter, and most people, instead of swallowing it, prefer the sweet taste of illusion. And maybe that includes you. Maybe that includes me. So here's the paradox of the intelligent soul. The clearer you see, the lonelier you become. The more truth you uncover, the heavier it weighs on you. And the more you try to share it, the more you risk rejection. This is why so many intelligent people withdraw. They become recluses. They bury themselves in books, art, music, philosophy. They retreat not out of arrogance, but out of self-preservation. Yet, is withdrawal the only answer? Nietzsche didn't think so. He believed that the truly powerful individual embraces solitude not as an escape, but as a furnace, a place where they refine themselves, strengthen themselves, and emerge with the will to shape life itself. In other words, your intelligence isn't meant to isolate you forever. It's meant to transform you. The world may not understand you, society may fear you, but your role isn't to be understood. It's to live authentically, to embody the truths you've seen, even if no one applauds. Let me tell you a story. In the late 1800s, a man named Friedrich Nietzsche lived most of his life in isolation. He was mocked, ignored, ridiculed. His works barely sold. He once wrote, "I am not a man, I am dynamite." At the time, no one believed him. He died obscure, broken, and alone. And yet, today his words shake the foundations of philosophy, psychology, and even popular culture. His clarity, once feared, has become the very lens through which millions try to understand life. What does this tell us? That society may reject you now. People may fear you, misunderstand you, even abandon you. But truth has a strange way of surviving. It outlives rejection. It waits patiently, like a seed in the soil, until its time comes to grow. So if you've ever felt that your intelligence isolates you, that your clarity unsettles others, remember this: you are not broken, you are not wrong. You are carrying a gift that history has always misunderstood in its own time. The task then is not to hide it, not to dull yourself down, not to bury your vision in silence. The task is to bear the weight of what you see, to live it with courage, and to accept that truth will rarely win you friends, but it may save your soul. I'll leave you with this thought. What if the very loneliness you feel is proof that you're on the right path? What if your isolation is not a punishment, but a sign that you are one of the few who dares to see life without a mask? Plato's cave teaches us that most people prefer shadows. Nietzsche teaches us that truth destroys before it liberates. Schopenhauer teaches us that wisdom is a wound, but also a light. So maybe the question isn't why society fears the intelligent. Maybe the question is, will you have the courage to carry the burden of seeing clearly, even if the world turns away? Because in the end, the greatest danger isn't being rejected by others. It's rejecting the truth within yourself.